Beyond this forest is one of the most magical eco-tourist hostels that I've ever seen. And the black sheep on the inside. And apparently this is a black sheep incline up the road around the U-turn.
This ecotourism destination is about to change the world. Watch this ultimate tour of the best eco-lodge in South America to avoid being left in the dark with traditional tourism. This walking tour will show you the light of the future. If you have travel plans in South America, you'll definitely want to see this magical hostel immersed in nature. This place offers an unforgettable experience for budget backpackers and luxury travelers alike. From clean composting toilets to wood-heated hot tubs, sustainability and creativity blend seamlessly here. I'm solo traveling across Ecuador and currently trekking the Central Highlands. If you're ready to discover this paradise with a purpose, join me on a full walking tour from the entrance to the alpacas.
If Ecuador is on your travel calendar or your bucket list, you cannot leave without staying at this place here. I'm about to show you a full tour of the best hostel you can stay in all of Ecuador. I've been traveling here. This is my first time to South America and to Ecuador, backpacking, and I stumbled upon this place, and it is beyond your wildest dreams. Stick around for the full tour. This may look like a typical road in the Andes of Ecuador. Absolutely spectacular location. It's on the side of the road, but it's just completely immersed in nature. This place is called Black Sheep Inn. And they even built this little hut right here with the thatched roof and the black sheep on the inside. Creativity and thoughtful design throughout. Nice place to wait for your bus. If you're taking the bus on to your next destination, or gonna hike the Quilotoa loop. And this is the road leading up to a paradise for your vacation. If you're traveling Ecuador, you most likely already know about Quito, big city you'll be seeing, and a bunch of amazing architecture and history there. And then Baños is known for its adventure tourism, and there's the zip lines and the waterfalls and the swing at the edge of the world. All amazing places, but you cannot leave without visiting the Central Highlands. In between Quito and Baños, there's right in the middle there's the Cotopaxi volcano, which is pretty common and popular. And this is the Cotopaxi region. Aside from hiking around Cotopaxi or getting up to base camp, you have to check out Quilotoa Laguna. And there's a loop going around the laguna, but there's also a loop going around all the communities and villages around Quilotoa. And right now I'm in a little community called Cugchilan. There's only 150 people living in the downtown center area, but in this whole region here, in this province or district you'd say, I read there was around 9,000. And most of them are subsistence farmers, where they're growing enough food to feed themselves. And I just slowed my speech because I'm going up the steep driveway to Black Sheep Inn, and it's 10,350 feet here. Anyhow, all these subsistence farmers are growing their own food, they're raising their own food, and they'll sell it to buy some other foods for themselves. So very poor, but incredibly hospitable, incredibly kind. A combination of the indigenous Quechua people that are descendants from the Incas, and just the Ecuadorians here speaking Spanish. And again, I'm in the community of Cugchilan. There's one of 6 hostels here in Black Sheep Inn. If you are interested in ecotourism and conservation and permaculture and sustainability and just creative design, you have to check this place out.
What you're about to see is an internationally acclaimed eco-lodge that is not just a place to stay, but a leader in environmental stability and ecotourism. First, what is ecotourism? Simply put, ecotourism is tourism that centers around awareness of the environment and the local community. As ecotourists, the goal is to visit an area with the well-being of the local people and nature in mind. I would suggest then that traditional tourism is only focused on personal pleasure and agency profit, and is often, unfortunately, at the expense of both natural resources and local culture. I quote Hector, the founder of the movement. The main point is that the person who practices ecotourism has the opportunity of immersing him or herself in nature in a way that most people cannot enjoy in their routine urban existences. End quote, and completely made up accent. The objective goals of ecotourism include generating revenue for conserving a protected area, providing benefits for local residents, offering environmental education for visitors, and minimizing the negative impacts of tourism.
Andres and Michelle were backpacking through the central highlands of Ecuador back in 1993 when they stumbled upon this property here. And it was just perfect timing, perfect people, perfect everything came together, and they invested the next many, many years into developing Black Sheep Inn to what it is today. You are going to be amazed at what they built over all those years since then. This is the first structure you see when you are dropped off by your private vehicle, or you walk up here after a bus, or you're just hiking. And step inside here and it's the main communal area. But before we go in there, I need to show you a map. On the side of this building here, it gives the layout of the entire hill. And we just came from the little bus stop right there, up the road, around the U-turn. Wasn't that cute? And then we're looking at this main structure here. What's cool about this is you see all the different years. So this was 1992, that's what existed. They added this on in 99. And then up here, they have a washing station they built in 2005. Over here, I'm so excited to share with you up here. I'm going to keep that a surprise what that is. In 2008, we have another building up there in 96, another one there in 2001. Over here in 2000, 97, 99 was a little treehouse platform. 2000 was the zip line. What else do we have here? This is, I'm going to take you down there. It's epic. I won't spoil that one either. 2002, 95, 93, 2006, 97, 2003, 2004, 2002. These guys were hard at work building this incredible ecosystem of architecture and plants and just an incredible place to stay. Right here, I'll show you the interesting design of this suspension bridge here. Cables running through the bricks. Bouncy bridge coming across. And then the hill just drops off steep. And they built this platform right around this deck off to this view. Look at that. There's some of the buildings they built over the years. Cows grazing on the field over there. And in the morning you can see an entire mountain range and villages and farming off in the distance there. I think I'm going to take you down there next. I love how when places have been around for 30 years, there's just the plants are growing around everything and the moss over the bricks and the stonework, and you can just tell there's history here. Look at this roof. That alone is a sight to behold. Continuing down, this banana tree there. Come down through here. Oh, you are going to be so amazed by this space. Look at this. Gorgeous communal space, yoga studio, wood stove, rock wall, beautiful wood ceiling, skylights running the entire span of the roof, hammocks between the posts, lounges and rocking chairs. Little place for drinks, running water down here, little stove, plants growing. Isn't that amazing? And it doesn't end with just the inside. There's all the yoga mats over there. Comes outside to this extended outdoor patio that just envelops you right into this canopy. This cloud forest that gets just completely immersed in fog in the evenings. Look at that. They had fun building that. Come around the corner here and you see there's some action happening there with those barrels. This is also related to it. Anyone guess what those are a part of? This is ecotourism, and all of this is a part of that. Here we go. These are their bathrooms. Composting toilets. 2 different sets. Let one fill up and then have the wood chips over it. Let it compost for a while. Shift over to the other side. Have a little place to wash your hands, and then the water just drains down into this green area here. Vines growing up on the inside of the bathroom, banana tree. Looking out the window. This is the view. Sitting down right here. Not a bad bathroom view, is it? Here's the other baño, and then just draw your attention to the rainwater catchment system. It flows over here, and the guys have this nicely woven curtain with a view right there. Water from the water catchment flows down into this little cup to pour down into the funnel for a little urinal right there. How's that for an incredible place to relieve yourself? And again, in here, these doors come over with this little pulley system down to a counterweight, which pulls the door closed. And look at this. Whole nother set of plants to look at. Sitting right here on the toilet. Beautiful floors, sink leading down into the plant basin, and they even give you the toilet papers, teaching you all about composting toilets. And there's the wood chips to go on top of each set. And here he is loading up more sawdust from the mill, most likely having that stacked and ready. The structure is behind the community area where everyone hangs out. Love the attention to detail and having these little planters and paper towels next to hand washing station. Inside here is their central kitchen where they cook all 3 meals for all of their guests. Hola! She's an incredible cook. And in there, they provide a phenomenal breakfast. Sundays, they offer pancakes, and they have a family-style dinner that is phenomenal. I'll get some video of that here. It is one of the best dinners you'll have in Ecuador. And then they give you a packed lunch to go on your adventures. Love these grass roofs just to protect the little switches that turn on these lights that glow through the evening. Water catchment systems all throughout. Beautiful trails and flowers. This beautiful path up the hill has private rooms, a gym, sauna, hot tub, volleyball, horseshoes, frisbee golf. What more could you ask for in a stay? Look at these little cabins. They had fun building this gym. Look at all the bottles and the intentional design. Nice earthen materials. Timber frame structure. This is the gymnasium. Look at that. Weights and gloves and bench press. There's even a punching bag over there with the black sheep on it. Incredible space, huh? Look at that, even have the bars. All sorts of workouts can be done in here. And with this spectacular view to relax afterwards, looking at these traditional roofs. Looks like they just lit a fire in the community hall. Another structure with private rooms. Real nice. Their loft, more space above. Outdoor seating areas. There's just so many places to hang out. Some more water catchment. Next, just beautiful planter boxes. And this one leads up. There's that counterweight door system. Curtain for another urinal. View of the pines. Push open the door. Look at this. Just love these bathrooms. I don't think I've ever filmed so many bathrooms in my life. They're just so unique. They're so intentionally designed and built and maintained. Beautiful. And just back here, it's just real simple and clean. Some people think composting systems are real nasty, but they've just done a phenomenal job in here, keeping it so clean and so green. Conserving concrete by recycling glass right through the wall there. Just a unique, simple built-in sink design. While reading their incredibly organized guest book, I learned that Andres and Michelle incorporated so many principles of ecotourism into this particular project here. They were truly the pioneers of ecotourism 30 years ago in Ecuador. And not only was it just about sustainability and permaculture and taking care of the land, but really having a heart for the community that was here too, and how to appreciate the local community and how to empower the local community rather than take away from it, like so many other tourist industries do. In the early days, they helped the local community of Cugchilan establish their first library with books, and they helped bring in new ways of helping them adapt to how society was changing around them so that they could continue to sustain their culture here. And from there, they're continually finding ways on how they can empower the local community and providing scholarships for local students to go to the university and seeing how they're thriving now. I mean, the legacy of this place is absolutely inspiring, is what it is. And when you come here, your dollars are going to the community. They don't have their own transportation services. They hire that out to the locals so that they can flourish from ecotourism happening here. If you want to ride a horse, they work with the locals who have horses so that you can get that guide from here up into the Andes. And they went to the full extent of ecotourism, empowering the local community. In 2012, they released everything over so that Black Sheep Inn is entirely run and managed by the local community. Edmundo was born and raised here in Cugchilan, and he studied abroad and got many qualifications in Quito and other places for 30 years working in hospitality. And he now manages this place and is an incredible host.
Having traveled across 40 countries, I've never been more impressed by the sustainability and creativity of a tourist stay like this. I wanted to know more about the history and philosophy behind this paradise with a purpose. And if you're still watching, you probably do too. As we near the top of the property and visit some alpacas, allow me to share an excerpt from their handbook. Black Sheep Inn aims to provide a comfortable, educational experience for guests, informing them about the local area, customs, and permaculture, while contributing to and improving the community and the natural environment. The goal is to be a leader in environmental stability and ecotourism. When guests first arrive and walk up the driveway, the goal is to surpass their expectations. Throughout history, people, and the land they live on, are inherently tied together. Native North American tradition believes that people do not own the land. In fact, they believe that the earth owns the people who live temporarily upon it. When starting the Black Sheep Inn, it was the first time that Andres and Michelle owned property. They knew they should be stewards of the land, and so that it would sustain them. Human beings share the same common needs for food, shelter, warmth, clothing, family, etc. How societies meet these needs is usually based on local climate and culture. Celebrating cultural differences and diversity is just as important as conserving and promoting biodiversity. We feel it is important to maintain a connection to the planet that sustains you, to know where your food comes from, to value the resources you consume, to appreciate different foods, arts, music, buildings, and ways of life from around the world. Everyone on Earth lives in a community. The particular community where you live should sustain you, but only if you sustain it. Andres and Michelle are neither fanatics nor purists, yet they have become conservationists. They try to respect both the community and the earth and choose to tread lightly whenever possible. Over the 30 years that Andres and Michelle have been living in Cugchilan, they have integrated and become a part of the local community. So while exploring Ecuador and beyond, please choose to visit ecological establishments that support local communities and promote low-impact tourism. Be the black sheep. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Have you ever seen a laundry room quite as beautiful as this? Just a simple timber frame structure with a bunch of lines for all the guest towels and sheets and how they use them and how they conserve water. I have this basin system for collecting the water off of the roof and washing right here. Amazing. And this is a view from the laundry room. And coming up will probably be your favorite place in all of Black Sheep Inn. This is the changing room in here, specifically for this piece of gold right here. A piece of engineering artwork, sustainability in how they built it, letting the natural light travel through the recycled glass bottles. There's a roaring fire right now. And you can see the pipes coming out of it. It's just doing thermal siphoning. Cold water going in, hot water flowing up. Coming over to this area here, we have the hot tub. It's just being heated by the wood heat there. Incredible stonework around it and a homemade thatched umbrella. Quite the place. Not only is the wood heating the water, open this up and step inside, and here's your sauna. Look at this. Oh, it is hot in here. Wow. Heating the rocks all around the stove. Oh, you're gonna love this when you stay here. And an open shower outside afterwards. Bienvenidos, place where you will first step through when you arrive into the community area where meals are shared, and there's a loft area upstairs. They serve breakfast from 7 to 9, have a family-style dinner at 6:30 around the table there. And throughout the day, there's an abundance of coffee and teas and chocolate brownies and banana cake and cookies, access to the kitchen and mugs. Just a beautiful place to hang out. Here's the community wall. Leave your notes. And all of that food is just included for the price of your lodging.
Once I share the lodging prices a bit later, you'll know why it all sounds too good to be true. I wasn't even going to stay in Cugchilan, but after walking onto this magical land, I wholeheartedly adjusted my travel plans. I stayed 2 nights, wish I could have stayed longer, and I will be returning. Leave a comment if you want to come with me. Perhaps we could sit right here and converse about pioneering more eco-tourist businesses around the world. You know, I'm not sponsored by Black Sheep Inn or making a profit by making this video, but I'm investing all this time because this sustainable model inspires me. If we're going to make the world a more beautiful place for our children, more people need to follow this inspiration and multiply this model. Even if you're not planning to pioneer an eco-lodge like I'm now dreaming, you can travel as an eco-tourist or live more simply with both environment and culture in your care. Okay, Zachary, so that sounds good in theory, but what are some best practices? It could be as simple as recycling your tea wrappers for scrap paper. This little detail honestly blew my mind. It shows they're thinking about every impact of every product they use. Changing the world can start with thinking differently before tossing everything in the trash can. But it can be as immersive as permaculture. If this is your first time hearing this word, this seems like a good time to share another excerpt from their handbook. Permaculture, or permanent agriculture, offers positive solutions to problems caused by the Earth's diminishing natural resources. It focuses on how to design sustainable, productive human settlements that provide food, energy, shelter, and other material and non-material needs. Permaculture combines many ecological features: organic gardening, building with natural materials, alternative energy, water conservation, composting, dry toilets, animal production, and more. It is a way of interconnecting many features so that they become more productive, stable, and resilient. Permaculture copies natural ecosystems and therefore designs for production and sustainability. Black Sheep Inn features several permaculture demonstrations: dry composting toilets, gray water systems, recycling of plastic, metal, paper, and glass. BSI has planted over 2,000 native trees and terraced swales in order to control erosion all over the property. After almost 30 years, we now have changed the environment to be a developing forest. Buildings have been made from traditional local materials such as straw and adobe and local wood for beams.
And this quaint cottage here is Black Sheep's Inn most affordable option to enjoy this eco-paradise in the Andes Mountains of Ecuador. It's their dorm room with the most beautiful bunk beds I've ever seen in my life, each with multiple layers of heavy, authentic wool blankets and your own little private space, light included, and just an absolutely tranquil environment. This is where I'm set up for the day. Here's my video editing station where I'll be editing this video for you. If you appreciate all the work that goes into these videos like that, leave a like on this video for me for packing around this camera and sharing these places with you. And just because I'm in here, I should probably head up the loft here for you, just to show you what it's like up here. Look at that. More beds and wool blankets and greenery out the windows and skylights letting in natural light. And then come out here, have a hammock to relax in with that view there. And that road right there is where I started this video. Walking down here saying, look up into the forest, there's this hidden gem. I don't know how I missed this, but there's a whole third level to this amazing cottage that was built here as the dorm. What's up here? Ah, look at that. A nice double bed with this window all the way up and over, overlooking the cloud forest in the later hours of the day. And one more little bed right here with an opening window like that. There we go, look at that. Straight out over the thatched roof with that view. In the morning light, you can see all the Andes and the farms in the distance. If you're a budget backpacker seeking adventure on the Quilotoa Loop, this gem of an eco-paradise starts at $20 a night in the dorm here, and that includes breakfast, a packed lunch in a recycled bag for all of your hiking adventures, and if you stay for the night, a hot dinner, family style with everyone else staying here that you don't want to miss. It also includes unlimited drinks and snacks throughout the day, and all the activities around here. Absolutely amazing. If you are looking for more of a luxury travel, they also have private rooms with shared bathrooms starting at $50 a night. Children 5 to 9 are 50% off, and children under 4 are free. So this is a great place to come for a family vacation even. And if you're looking for that special place for the honeymoon, they have private rooms with private bathrooms at $60 a night. All of the room rates include all of those meals and snacks and activities. This wholehearted hoolie highly recommends Black Sheep Inn in Cugchilan, Ecuador, in the central highlands of this beautiful South American landscape. With a view from my balcony here, in the evening, this turns into a cloud forest of ultimate tranquility.
If you'd like to say thanks for this video, please check out the links in my description. You'll find an organized list of all my travel gear and much more. And if you'd like to experience every day of my trek along Quilotoa Loop, then watch my linked playlist.
And it goes up to Quilotoa, I can't say it.
I awake the next morning to a serene sunrise that glistens across the symbiotic design of appropriate architecture and sustainable permaculture that only amplifies the natural beauty of this land and its people. If you believe this ecotourism destination can change the world, please leave a comment, then share this video on your social networks to pass on the light of our common future.